Hi everyone, welcome to this video. So I was thinking recently about when you're kind of early on in your somatic movement journey, like what things are helpful to know. So I'm just going to talk a few things through in no particular order, except maybe the first one, which is just find a way to get started in any way that you can. So maybe you've heard about somatic movement, but you haven't actually tried it, but something's kind of resonating for you, or you're just curious, like, oh, sounds like it might be good. Maybe I should give it a try. The best way to understand what somatic movement can do for you is just to get started, is just to try it. So maybe there's a class that is local to you that you could go to in person. There's lots of online classes. I have some of those. I have in-person classes too, but probably lots of you aren't local. There's courses. You can get books where they describe some of the movements. Just give it a try. You know, there's lots of stuff on YouTube, right? What is going to actually get you going, get you started with this practice? So that is number one. Just get started. Try something. Okay. So once you have chosen how you're going to get going, the invitation then is to approach the work, your classes, your recordings, whatever it might be, approach the work with curiosity. Thomas Hanna, who is the creator of somatic movement, he used to say, just leave everything you know at the door. So go in with that kind of beginner's mind, make no assumptions. Even if you've done a particular movement before, every time you come to it, it's a completely new day. You don't know what's going to show up for you in your practice on that day. So come to it with curiosity and beginner's mind. Okay. Another thing is, once you've got started, you know, sometimes we start things with like great enthusiasm and we're like, yeah, this is great stuff. But we kind of struggle to sort of keep it going. So one thing that's really helped me is not kind of going to myself, oh, I don't know if I'm going to find the time. I don't think of it like finding the time, because if I look for the time, I am never going to find it. I think of it like creating the time. That's what I say to myself. I'm going to have to carve it out. How can I create the time? Okay, so if that helps with sort of your mindset, how can I create the time and actually kind of get this into my day? Like, we all live full lives, I know. Okay. So another thing that can help to keep things going is to find a supportive teacher or a community or a class that you attend regularly or a practice buddy or whatever it might be, but some sort of real connection that helps you to sort of keep it going. It is so much harder to do this work on our own. Life gets in the way. There'll always be something that's more important, you know, because there's always going to be, I don't know, washing up to do or whatever, right? That does need to be done. But then we end up kind of putting ourselves right at the bottom of the list. So find other people doing the work. Get inspired. Feel like you're part of something. And that will really, really, really help you as you explore this work. Okay. So another thing, this is kind of linked to, I told you it was in any order, didn't I? This is kind of linked to coming to the work with beginner's mind and curiosity, but kind of as a little bit of an extension of that. Just thinking about, as you come to the work, can you drop your expectations and even your kind of intentions about what the work might bring, and just have as like the one intention to stay curious, to explore where you're at right now and what possibilities might the work be opening up to you. So trying to put to one side that part of us that is really striving for something. Even like, we know that somatic movement can help with pain relief. And even if that's why we come to it, if we kind of hold really tightly to, I'm doing this to get rid of the pain, it's very difficult to explore with curiosity. So if we can just put that to one side, send a lot of love to all the parts that are going, but I just want to be out of pain, and say, I know, but let's see what happens today. So trying to stay open to what is happening in your soma, your living body as you experience it right now in this moment, without an actual target, you know? All right, another thing when you're practicing is to really pay attention to your before and your after. So you'll find that we do, if you're not familiar with the work already, we do soma scans. So we have a check-in basically before we start doing any somatic movements. So we check in at the beginning, noticing whatever's present, how we're feeling, you know, what we sense in our soma. We do the work and then we check back in again. Our brains learn as things change, but if we don't notice what's changing, then it's very hard for us to learn something new. So we're looking for, how have things changed for me from before to after my practice? What is new in terms of sensation or position or connection to the floor? What new insights have I had? All of that kind of stuff. But we can only do that if we kind of go, well, how do I feel to start with? And then how do I feel at the end? And then the last one that I want to say is, and this is really hard, is just trying to make welcome everything that arises during your practice. And believe me, I am familiar with frustration in this work, you know, and it can be really hard to kind of welcome that, to make it part of the process. I am familiar with the desire to, you know, get rid of pain right now. And it is hard to put that to one side, I know, but it is all part of the process. And really sorry if it annoys you just hearing that. Just know that that is welcome too. It's annoying, but it's welcome because it is what it is. And if we can make space for whatever shows up for us, then we can more easily stay curious in our practice. All right, that's all I've got for now. I'm sure I've missed loads. That was like brain dump off the top of my head. So, you know, if you've got any you'd like to add, let me know. I'd love to hear. And next time, I think I'm going to do a video on kind of how to cultivate your practice, how to deepen your practice. So once you've got going. So I look forward to sharing that with you. And I'd love to hear your thoughts on today's video. All right, see you soon.